well, here, I suppose. Oh.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Send something like the video recording, yeah, our words for Yelena, okay? Can you hear me? Is the sound okay?
Not so good.
Uh-huh. Not so good, okay?
I began recording.
Uh-huh. Okay. So I suppose you can send a link after it, the link for recording for Yelena into our group, okay?
Yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay, good. So I suppose we can work yeah, in what way actually? Have you watched Andrei, have you watched the video of our last?
Unfortunately, I couldn't.
Okay, good. So actually, I suppose we need to refresh in our memory some collocations which studied the previous time. And it's connected with your last page of the presentation. So I suppose you can open it, the last presentation, which we used. It's in our actually channel. I'll, I suppose, send it back. Have you found?
Yes, I found.
Do some more exercises with them. So the first collocation which we studied was to adhere to your principles, actually. What does it mean to adhere to your principles? I guess Irina will explain what does it mean.
Mm-hmm. Adhere to someone's principle means to follow your rules, to follow your principle.
Okay, I agree, yes. So, Andrei, did you understand the meaning? To adhere to your principles means what?
Yes, I understood that it means that something is opposite to my opinion or my
Actually,
believings, on my believings.
It's not opposite, it's definitely the same, actually, similar. If you adhere to your principles, it means that you follow your principles.
Oh, here it means follow. Oh.
Yes, follow your principles, something like дотримуватися принципів. Yeah, okay. Then the next collocation was arouse someone's interest. Irina, explain us, what does it mean to arouse someone's interest?
It means that something drive your attention. That means something arouse your interest.
Yes, so something actually caused you, yes, led to, yes, start to be interested in something, yes. For example, the fact that two of my friends started learning foreign languages aroused my interest in it too. So actually this one, to arouse someone's interest, Andrei, did you understand?
It means when somebody began to do and it could be interesting for me, so it aroused my interest.
Yes, that's right. Something like, як ми там казали, пробудити чиюсь цікавість. Something like that. Okay, so another collocation was very easy. It's blonde hair. I suppose, actually, You don't need any explanation. Blonde hair, it's also collocation. Sounds funny because it seems very easy, but yes, it's also collocation. You don't say something like yellow hair, yes, or kind of it. Normally we say blonde hair, yeah. Okay, another one which is a bit more difficult, it's to come up with a suggestion. What does it mean to come up with a suggestion? Do you have any ideas of it?
I think it's to think something, to think about something.
Yes, probably. It's like to propose something, to make an offer. Yes?
To propose.
I see. Yes. Як там висувати пропозицію, так ми говорили? Flatly contradict. Flatly contradict. I guess Irina needs to explain, yeah, because it's not pretty clear.
It's not pretty clear, and I believe that the direct translation is better. Категорично суперечить. Важко
Так.
передати.
Так, категорично суперечить. That's right, yes. And actually in our language, we have the same collocation actually, yes. Very often we just use it in this exact meaning. Так, категорично суперечить. Fundamentally different. And this one, I guess, very easy to understand, yes? So fundamentally different. Andrei, how do you understand it?
A big difference between something.
Yeah, so something is absolutely different from another thing, yeah? Yeah, okay. By the way, flatly contradict and fundamentally different are very close, yes, in meaning. Okay, go on economy drive. Oh, yes, go on economy drive. Irina needs to explain, I guess.
To spend money for basic things.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, so when you feel lack of money, when there is something, I don't know, something like unfavorable circumstances, yeah, so like some crisis or war or something else, or just you don't have enough money for living, that means that you have to go on economy drive, yes? Перейти в режим економії. Heavy rain, I think it's just pretty simple thing, yes? Heavy rain, it means what?
A strong rain. Very strong rain. А
Yes.
тут хочеться якийсь opposite до нього. Сліпий дощик, наприклад. Blind rain, yeah? Є таке?
Probably, yeah, blind rain. I don't even know what could be the opposite to it. Something like a light rain, I guess. Nothing special. Okay, and to lead a seminar, we told, yes. To lead means actually vesti, okay? Lead a seminar.
To conduct a seminar.
Conduct a seminar, yeah. A lick of paint. It's something like to paint something a bit. Yes, I gave you an example, which was I've got a Mercedes needing a lick of paint. Yes, so it's not very new. It's much better just to paint it a bit. Yes, so this one means yes to put a lick of paint on it. Andrei, did you understand it?
Not so good. A lick of paint, it means just not to change a lot.
No, not to change a lot, but actually it means підфарбувати.
Oh.
Освіжити. Yes, things like that. Yes, to put a fresh cover of paint. Yes. Play the stock market was something like a collocation. Yes, so actually to play the stock market, I think it's just has very direct translation. To play the stock market. Играть на бирже. Так, грати на бирже. Actually, we have it too. And words of wisdom, I guess it's just something is it mean?
Мудрі слова.
Якісь мудрі слова. Так, good. Do you understand it all?
Yes.
I think so, actually. Well, if so, I suppose I'll give you a small block of questions which are with the same words. Just a moment. And your task will be to fill in the gaps. Did you get it? And I suppose in turns, you will try to put the missing words, and getting the question, we will have to answer it, okay? The same collocations we have just refreshed. От тільки що ми це якраз про них говорили. Okay, so the first one, I guess, for Irina.
Do you really believe that one has to adhere its principles all the time? How about flexibility?
Okay, what do you think of it? So do you really believe with
Principles, that means very strong rules for yourself. So,
Yeah.
but I believe that one
has to, yes, because one it's like he or she, yes, so has to adhere.
has to adhere.
Mhm.
А далі я чула, що так кажуть their principle, щоб не розбирати he or she, да?
You can say
Its
its
principles.
principles, why
Its
not?
principles.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. And how about flexibility? Isn't it better to be more flexible and actually to find the common words with different people, with different groups? Yeah?
Flexibility is really important, but in some cases, there is no room for flexibility.
Mhm.
I
Okay,
can-
actually.
It
So it
depends.
depends.
I can name
Huh?
some principal things personally for me.
Uh-huh.
It's about corruption, and it's about
Mhm.
attitude to education, for example, and to law.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you have some principles and actually you have to follow them in every single situation. Yeah. Mm-hmm. By the way, as for corruption, you reminded me one word. Do you know how to say взятка?
Ой, я знала, але забула.
Bribery.
Bribe.
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 Yes. 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 Actually, it's connected to corruption. That's why it's reminded me of this word. Okay. Good. Number two, Andrei, what do you think of number two? What is missing?
What can arouse your interest in learning language? What can
Yes, what can arouse
your interest in learning English?
erode? Yes, what can arouse your interest in
Languages, not on. Yeah.
only languages? Yeah, not only English. By the way, actually, it's a kind of, collocation. It's a pattern. Our brain goes it without asking us what we mean, yes? Learning and immediately you say English. It's actually how our brain works. And that's why actually there is a strong recommendation to read as much as you can. If you read a lot, you think exactly through these chains and patterns. And you don't need to know a lot of grammar rules or something, yes? Because your brain has something like pattern for every single case. And this one, which means learn English instead of learning languages, shows how it works, yes? So you start with one word and automatically you get another one which is close to it. And that's how collocations works, by the way. Okay, so what can arouse your interest in learning?
So if we the question is not about English, so it
In English also?
English is must. I think Exactly. For today's situation, it's a new location, a new acquainting a new environment, which has a different language. So, and it allows me to learn
Yes.
this English, to understand, to have ability to speak, and to just to to make easy way to to discuss something, to be understood, and to understand what is happening. So
What's going on? Okay, actually, and you decided to give it a go. Yes. By the way, to give it a go. Have you ever heard this word combination? To give it a go.
I heard, but
What that?
I don't exactly remember how it translate, to have it go.
It actually, maybe Irina will translate to give it a go.
Unfortunately.
Okay, so actually it means something like to give a chance to something. To give it a go, it means something like you want to try and actually to see how it works. To give it a go means to provide a chance to something. That is chance. To give it a go. Okay. Good, I see. So in your case, actually, it wasn't something like, pleasure, but it was a kind of necessity, yeah? And this sort of necessity actually pushed you towards learning the languages in more serious level, yeah? Okay, Irina, what do you think, number 3?
Do you feel any discomfort coming up with at work? Coming up with?
You can go through the list, yes, of words.
Coming up with a suggestion at work.
Yes, to come up with a suggestion at work. That's right. So is it hard for you to be the center of attention, or probably just to generate ideas, or it's not a big deal? It's not a stress at all. Probably it's something.
Personally, for me, it's not a big deal. I can provide a lot of ideas. The thing is it appropriate or not?
Okay. What do you think if some people will, let's say, criticize what you offered? Would you feel depressed, and actually would you, feel nervous, anxious, or you will think, okay, so it's just a case for improvement?
When it's a kind of discussion and someone's idea is really good, so yeah, I accept that, and I think it's really nice to have a live, not discussion, how to say it.
Sir, what to give what?
I try to find some synonym to the word discussion.
Okay, so actually the review probably.
Why not discussion? Because it was, I used that word once.
Okay, so actually it's just to raise a discussion. I guess it's not bad. Why do you have to change it into something else?
So that's word okay. For example, in a new company, it's a challenge for me because I need to understand first what is appropriate, what are the rules of this company, what are the borders in this company. And when I understand the situation, then I can provide enough ideas.
Okay, I see. Andrei, what do you think of this one?
What do you do? Number 4. What do you do if you have fundamentally different opinion with your friend?
Okay.
So
Would you
it's, I think it's a good chance to have good time for discussion and to maybe to have some similar views to about some problem, but it doesn't matter that I must convince my friend to in something. It just changing our thoughts and changing our opinions. So I think it's a great opportunity just to take good dialogue.
Okay, actually, I don't know why, but in friendship, we take it for granted that we should have common interests, yes, and we have to have the same ideas. In opposite case, we cannot be friends, yes. But what about opposites attract? So maybe you can have completely different. I used two phrases, like the first one, to take something for granted. Do you know what it means?
To have something.
Yeah, to take something for granted. To take something for granted. It's something like to be 100% sure in it. Сприймати щось як належне. To take something for granted. Yes? Another thing is like opposites. Yeah. Opposites attract. Another collocation, it means something like протилежності притягують. So actually it's not a must, I suppose, yes, to have absolutely different ideas, but it will definitely have some troubles, you know. In some small things, I think it's okay, but what about global things? For example, you and your friend think differently, I don't know, have different points on the war in Ukraine, for example.
It was also my point to say that in 2014, with some relatives and friends, because originally I'm from Mariupol, and a lot of people disagreed with me about Russian aggression in 2014.
Yes, so actually, yeah, so in some global things, I suppose it would definitely intrude. So someone should catch, if you want to still be friends, someone should, I suppose, take the point of others, yes, so continue communication. I mean, in some global things, or probably separate, yes.
It depends on. It depends on.
Yeah, pretty depends. Yes. We had such a statement as розірвати відносини. Do you remember? It's a phrasal verb with the word fall.
Fall apart.
Fall.
Fall out.
Out. That's right.
Fall
so
out.
actually, yes, it's probably the situation to come to it. Why not? Yeah. Knife, as I say.
Is it easy to go from go on an economy drive?
Yes, that's right. And longer.
It's possible. And of course, when you have necessity for that, it's possible for a longer period, but it's not pleasant.
Okay, yeah, it's not pleasant, I suppose, but for some period of time, it could be something like a challenge even. And if you Google, you will see that some people consciously start living like that for some period of time, just to have something like reasonable consumption. And they don't buy a lot of things for a rather long period of time, for a year or more. and they don't try to buy new things. They live something like an ecological lifestyle and so on. So I suppose they exactly go on economy drive for actually some longer period of time. Yes. And with time, you can even get used to it, but it's not really good, I suppose, to get used to this. So all extremes, I suppose, not a good thing for the person and for normal lifestyle. Yes. So you have to have some opportunities to have something like, you know, to treat yourself. Because in opposite case, I suppose there is no, you know, something like enough clear future, clear enough. Yes. If you live on economy drive, you definitely have something like a fear all the time that what's going to be tomorrow, what's going to be next, and what's going to be in other days. Yes. So I suppose well, it's for some period of time is okay, but not for long. Yes, because the person could start something like depressed. Okay.
Or a person might have a big aim inside, for example, to buy a house, and then living on an economy drive is a necessity, I believe.
Yeah, I suppose so. Yes, but the person has actually a goal, yeah, a big goal. That's why, yes, it will help, definitely. It will not, but if it's something like unexpected thing, if it's unexpectedly, I suppose it can scare the person, and I suppose very much, because you know, we have something like basic necessities, and to fulfill our basic necessities is okay, but it's only to survive and to function normally. So yeah, we need something extra. Yes, we definitely need some, I don't know, sweets, some travelings. Yes, some I don't know, something like new clothes to please ourselves. Only in this way we can feel okay. Yeah, everything goes smooth. And last one.
Can you remember any words of wisdom right now?
Yes, can you remember?
I think I have some seconds to remember because it's not just mm,
What you, yes, what you say all the time. Mm-hmm.
yes, maybe not in English.
Uh-huh. Just any words. Maybe Irina remembers.
Кохайтеся чорнобриві та не з москалями.
Можливо. Yeah, it's definitely something like that. Okay. Okay. And Andrei, no?
Maybe it was good to say in original phrase, but I can't remember. I just want to say the phrase from Churchill that хто обирає між війною та ганьбою, обирає ганьбу, то обирає і війну, і ганьбу. Ну, це
Okay,
така...
something like that. Yeah, I have heard it. Yeah, yeah, okay. Okay, actually, yeah. So it wasn't an easy question. I wrote it, and I definitely understood that it's not easy to say something like that right now. But it was just to revise your vocabulary. I mean, your new collocation. Okay, and another thing, just to warm you up, not connected with collocations, but maybe you can use something from our new vocabulary. I sent you now the picture. And going one by one, I would like you to explain why have these things become important to some people in today's world? Where would you like to start? I don't know, probably from buying possessions. What does it mean, possessions?
власність нерухомості.
It's not only, actually, it's anything. The phone is my possession. Yes, the pen is my possession. So the thing which belongs to me. I don't even know how to say it.
Ну, власність більше підходить.
Власність. Ну так, але власність це щось таке, ну, здається, що ніби будинок, щось таке велике, так? А ні, це не обов'язково. Це ось my possession, my pen is my possession. I possess, I own. So this one is my possession. Yeah, so something which I own. Yes. Okay. They are synonyms, by the way, but only in terms of a verb. To possess, the same as to own. But actually, to own, it doesn't have any noun like possession. Do you understand what I mean? Yeah, because to own, to possess, but possess, possession, but own doesn't have a noun actually. So it's only a verb in this case. By the way, as for words, thanks God I have remembered it. I will send you, the girls in another group asked me to give her a list of synonyms for some words because actually she felt lack of them describing something in her essay. Sorry, in her essay. And I found something which is not actually a list, but a good thing for you. Look at it. It's thesauruses. Actually, they are very, very useful, and these two are really good ones. The second one is a bit faster. So if you, I don't know, click on it, it's thesaurus for writers. So it will provide you lots of information, actually. So if you click the last reference, the last link, okay, it's easy. Let's say something like interesting. Yes, it's the word which you definitely need all the time while writing. Yes, so you just enter there in the search line, interesting.
Interesting word, interesting.
Yeah, yes, just interesting. Just interesting. This adjective, yes, you really use anywhere while you're writing the essay. Yes, so there is, I don't know, actually you say fascinating, captivating. I'm tired actually.
Is it correct? 1,100 other terms of interesting. So much examples.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So many examples actually of interesting, but on the line where you can see synonyms and then antonyms, and then you can see definition, and then you can see sentences. So if you click sentences, it will show you how many different examples. Yes. So if you take, for example, fascinating, click on it. And take sentences part, you will see, for example, this digital world is completely fascinating to me. A beautiful port city with a fascinating medieval quarter. So you can understand, yes, that fascinating is exciting, but fascinating is also something like Africa was truly fascinating for me. So it's like, yeah, it's like interesting, but it's like exciting also. So you can find a lot of information. So I really think that it will be more useful than just learning the lists of words. So you can check, yes, and while writing, so you can take something which is going to be, you know, example of noun, of verb, of adjective. And you will definitely see antonym because sometimes it's useful, yeah. And actually, you can take a definition, explanation, what they mean. Yes, so something like arousing or holding the attention. By the way, look at the definition of it, actually. In definition of interesting, you will find arousing or holding the attention. Arouse the attention. Doesn't it remind you something?
We learned that.
Yeah,
We learned that.
definitely. That's right. So actually, it's how the our reticulate system works. Now, learning some new words, you will face with them much more often than before. Yeah, because previously you didn't care, but now oh, actually arouse or holding the attention. Arouse the attention. Okay, so actually it's not only arouse the interest, but arouse it. So actually it's just something like that. Do you understand? And in the previous link, which is not power thesaurus, but actually something like, I don't remember which one, thesaurus something, thesaurus plus, yes, thesaurus dot plus, you will have even something like comparisons. So if you go there, I think I will not spend time, you will do it because it's like a clip, something like, така нескінченність, така ну, як лінк, коли ви даєте посилання на щось, так? От така скрепочка, як вісімка, там є такий значок. And also, if you click on it, it will compare you some words. For example, you don't know what to choose, exciting or fascinating, and you can compare. So this thesaurus actually compare them. Thesaurus.
Are you talking about the first one or the second one?
The first one, I guess.
I can see
Yes.
here only just the search line and
The search line, you search the word, it will give you lots of information.
example, interesting.
And and they have something like, something like a link joining together.
Honestly speaking. Yeah, now I see it.
Yeah, and actually it will just meaning. So I suppose it will help you even more. So in your level, I suppose it will help you a lot. Because it's pretty important, especially when you're doing writing. In writing, you have to check yourself all the time. Yeah, we have something like corpuses, but corpuses are so boring and actually very hard to work with. And moreover, some of them you have to pay for. So I don't think you have to spend so much power. And these two are pretty enough. So they will explain you anything, any shades of meanings. They will compare, they will, I don't know, show something more than just example, just context, lots of information in the context. I think it's just a good thing. I guess so. I like them, actually. Sometimes it's like reading a book, because you look at one combination and say, wow, it can be used like that, really? And information about it. It's interesting, I suppose.
Interactive dictionary.
Yeah. Yes. And actually, it's just easy to follow because you don't have to learn how to work with it. Yes. So it's just naturally you can understand. You do some clicks on the page, and actually it will help you a lot. So just you can use it. So. Okay, and let's get back to. So, what do you think of it? Why are these things become important to some people in today's world? Let's say buying possessions. Why is it so important in the modern world? Do you know? Do you have any ideas on it? Why do we buy a lot? We know We even spend our leisure time just going to the shopping center. Nonsense, actually. Instead of going, I don't know, for a walk to the sea, yes, to spend time with your family or friends, we just go to the shopping center to relax. It's like, why don't we go, I don't know where else, to the post office, to the police office, to the hospital to relax? It's again public place. What do you think? What's going on? Why are we buying so much?
Personally, I don't like to spend time in malls. I hate it, and I go only there when I really need something, and I can't buy it in internet. But buying possessions, maybe in this case, we should define consumerism and, for example, buying things to invest money. So when we are talking about buying things to invest money, in Ukraine, there are not so many possibilities to save your money and to have interest. And houses, flats, any accommodation, it's maybe the only point how a person can save their money, but not nowadays, of course. From other point of view, buying possessions in means of consumerism. I think that the drive of our modern economy, the economy must run, and for this, a lot of people should buy a lot of things every day.
Yes, I can agree. But they say consumerism, and actually it has something like a negative shade of meaning. Yeah, so consumerism is something bad. Yeah. So why is it bad? Is it bad to have everything you need, everything you want? Isn't it a sign of the progress?
We buy too much. We don't need so many things.
Yeah, but actually we buy it because we can now. So what's the problem? Okay, I will have not one phone, but 3. What's bad?
What's bad? Because everything has its carbon
footprint. Yeah.
Footprint. Yeah. Okay. And when somebody buy, for example, the third iPhone, especially in the countries of the first world, of the golden milliard, that means that a lot of people in the third world country suffer for that phone. It's not fair, I believe.
Yeah, probably you're right. Okay, it's definitely a reason why I am asking so much, because actually it's a principle of spoon feeding, which is used in a clear answer in writing and speaking. So you will explain everything in details. Yes, you say, okay, so consumerism, but it's not clear why it's bad. That's why I'm asking you to go deeper, yes, into the topic, to find actually the link, yeah, between consumerism and bad negative circumstances. Okay, I could agree. Doing exercise, Andrei, the question to you: why are so many people fond of doing exercises, going to the gym, eating healthy food? It's a kind of trend nowadays, yeah?
I think the most important thing that people understand that to be healthy is to be healthy is when they're healthy, they can work. When they can save money for treating for themselves, because it costs a lot, and then can so it's cheaper to keep oneself in a healthy condition than to be ill and to spend a lot of money for treatment in medical hospitals or something else. And I think the another explanation is that people becoming more it's just healthy thinking, maybe, because they just don't want to spend money for smoking, for
Mhm.
drinking, for drugs, because it's not now it's less maybe popular. It's not a fashion just to go to gym or something else, and it's maybe it's a part of government advertising about that, or maybe it's part of just changing people's changing in time, because if we compare our times and maybe 3 or 4 30 or 40 years ago, the people are different, and they have had different interests and different attitude to their life.
Okay, so as you can understand, you see it, yes, as a good development, actually, like doing exercises, it's definitely a positive trend, yeah?
Yes,
Okay,
it's positive.
Okay, Irina, let's be, devil's advocate and say something like, yes, but can you give some drawbacks of doing exercises nowadays? Mm-hmm.
Maybe. Yes, it's important that a lot of people go to the gym, but they use elevators to go to the second floor in these gyms. They can spend time doing exercises in special professional places with trainers, but they use it only for Facebook or Instagram photos. They spend very pleasant time there, drinking smoothie or I don't know, some super natural drinks, and it's only
I'm doing selfie, and that's all, actually.
for doing selfie.
Okay.
But I think that doing exercises, it's really important.
Okay, yeah, okay, yeah, but and also we have something like examples of excessive doing exercises. Yes, something like people refuse to eat because they want to lose weight because they see a beautiful picture, or probably something like taking a special drugs for muscle pumping or for something like that. I suppose it's something like drawbacks of this trend, yes, and a lot of people actually nowadays feel that they don't like themselves anymore. I mean, looking at the mirror, yes, they see, okay, I have 2 extra kilograms, that's why I'm not a perfect person, and actually it's something like a first step to depression. So I suppose everything should be reasonable, and that's why I suppose the trend for body positive appeared. It's exactly because we don't want to, something like to follow the picture which the mass media try to provide. Yeah, something like ideal man, ideal woman, eating something like smoothie, not noodles. So it's something like a pressure, kind of a pressure on us, yes, in our modern society. So I suppose if you really take it seriously, I suppose it could lead to some problems sometimes in the future. Yeah. Okay, and having a certain lifestyle, certain it means, I don't know, something like to have a flat, to have a car, to have family, yes, to have a dog. So it's a kind of a certain lifestyle. And if you're different, society would look at you and ask you some questions. Yes. So why are you traveling so much? Why not to you know, something like sat at a place and I don't know, to buy a flat, to get married and so on. Yeah, but the person feels that he is different, and actually it's a something like a pressure. Why it's important having a certain lifestyle in our society? What do you think? Will someone judge you, and why is it?
Someone judge? I thought that having a certain lifestyle, that means not only to have a flat, but to have a certain flat, not to have a car, but to have a certain car, and so on. To spend a vacation in Maldives, on Maldives, yeah.
Yeah.
So, but thinking about having a certain lifestyle, but to have just to have a family, a house, kids, how many kids? For me, that's a nonsense. I think that everybody must decide for him or herself. And yeah, society judge us because we all live in a group where we don't know one another. We can't just discuss everything with the people who we know. And in this case, this general opinion is important to lead the society in the direction which is appropriate for the whole society. And in this case, when people, for example, don't have kids, that means that society will get older and nobody come to work instead of them. And there will be economical problems in 10 or 30 years, it doesn't matter. So that's why I think that society judge us and try to push in a certain direction.
Yeah, so something like we have, you know, ancient ideas in the modern society. Yeah, so something like basic ideas that you should have to have someone to, I don't know, look after you when you're older and who can work instead of you. Yeah, so when you cannot. So yeah, so we're pretty modern, but this one is like connected to basic things. Yes. Okay, if it's about it. Okay. Keeping up to date, Andrei, why do we have to be up to date? Up to date in any sense. For example, instead of buying old Nokia, we want to buy an iPhone. Instead of driving, I don't know, Moskvich, we really wish to drive something like Mercedes or I don't know, something else. I'm not really good in cars. So why is it so?
I think we have to keep up to date of everything because first of all, technologies are developing, and we cannot use old Nokia for we couldn't use a lot of information and from old Nokia. We need to use possibility of technologies, and it also in all industries, because car market is also work as 3 years or 4 cycle period. So every 3 or 4 years we should change our car because it's developed in such way. And if we want to be modern, if we want to get information we want, if we want to get fast information, and we must keep up to date all our things that surround us: phones, cars, computers, and so on.
Okay, I see. Yes. Okay, and Irina will say yes, but give me some
That's
drawbacks of keeping up
keeping
to
up.
date.
Okay. We have too much information and these enormously things like keeping up to date have some negative influences on our psychology.
Okay.
So
So
people feel tired. The level of depression is higher every year, and yeah, the very important thing for me that while we're using a lot of technology, we are losing our ability to think. Selbstständig, independently thinking.
Independently, okay, that's right. Yeah, okay, I see. Yeah, so actually we have the same brain and it has to develop. Yeah, so if you compare the society, let's say 30 years ago, it was much slower. Do you remember something like if you needed to phone someone, you once even had to go to the post office, but not immediately take a call. Actually, you should order the call for a special date, yeah, and then come back again, yes. So, and we lived like that, and our brain actually wasn't so busy because even at work, yes, you sent a letter to your, I don't know, suppliers. It goes for about to response. And through this time, you had more or less break, yes, from this issue. Nowadays, what do? Actually, we send a message and in another second, the person sends the answer back and we have to react. We have to call someone else. After that, immediately someone else phoned you back. And again, you have to call to someone else. And your brain has to proceed information faster, faster, faster all the time. Yes, keeping up to date means that even if your working day is over, you are still online and you can still proceed information. You read the information on the internet. Yes, you read, I don't know, something like your messages. You read, I don't know, you watch some videos connected to your work and so on. So you're always busy. And definitely, I suppose sometimes we need a rest, but if we need a rest, it's, I suppose, the most difficult thing. I can remember that a few times through the year, we had something like power breakdown. So it was cut off and no electricity actually, and definitely the internet was not really okay. And I was sitting just for an hour, let's say doing nothing. Do you know what I felt? Yeah. So actually I felt anxiety, unconscious anxiety, like something happened, not very pleasant. Despite I was at home, I was free. It was the end of the working day. I didn't expect anything. I didn't expect any urgent call, nothing. But I really felt that something is wrong. So I suppose we have something like addiction. Addiction to this actually, like, you know, something like confirming the rules. Yes, we have always had to be up to date. Actually, it's, I don't know, it's awful. I suppose we're really all ill, but we don't know about it actually. And
Yeah.
it's
When there are no internet,
yes,
people feel unconscious.
well, actually, yeah,
They
they feel,
must have it,
yeah,
and if they don't, it's like as you say, a little uncomfortable situation for them.
Even the worst thing, imagine that you have forgotten a phone at home. What would you feel during the day? Actually, it's something like, I don't know, you're missing of your hand or leg. Yes, so a part of you. So every single things actually what you do during the day, yes, like I don't know, coming to the shop, paying something. Okay, you have forgotten the phone. Okay, so I need to have a cash if I have enough money or not. Yes, if you want to do something else like to call someone, okay, it's a problem. I'm without phone. So actually, yes, you have to be. You have always have to be up to date just to live normal life, because normal means advanced. Yes, so you have to have a phone. Yes, you have to have something like a good internet, like ability to do what other people do actually, and that's why yes, you have to be up to date. Yeah, but it's a pressure, I guess. It's not easy. And last one, taking time to relax. Why is it so important? Actually, these issues are very closely connected. See, why is it so important?
Give our brain time to restore its power
Mm-hmm.
and not to fall into the depression.
Yeah.
And I think this two is enough. These two arguments are enough.
Mm-hmm. But I suppose actually that I feel something like depression exactly when I am trying to relax, because I have time to think about anything actually. And if I think a lot, then it's wrong. While I'm working actually, or while I'm busy, I don't think about problems. I just think about some, current issues. But if I have some time to stop, to make a break and think, I feel, oh gosh, actually, let's work a bit to relax.
In this case, I think to relax, that means some time, not just to sit and to look into the wall and think about awful things which are around us, but to go to find something that can really give you a peace in your soul. That's really important. For me, that's bicycle or, yeah, I don't have pets here, but when I'm luckily enough to find some, not homeless, but someone's cat or dog, that's good to pet it, and that helps. And what else? Yeah, just to walk, that helps.
Okay, so taking time to relax is pretty important. And what do you think about this way? Do we do it? What do you do to relax, probably?
Taking some walks also in the fresh air.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Mm-hmm.
necessary procedure. It helps just
Mm-hmm.
to reload thoughts and refresh body, and just I take energy of it, especially when the road when I walk is near a river or maybe sea or a lake. It's also near water, so I would say it's more energetic for me, for example, and also take time to go somewhere with children. It's maybe it's not physically relaxed, but it's
It's like going to the gym,
yes,
yes?
it just for soul relax, because you forget about any problems, any at work, I mean, any worries. So it just turn it off, and all your attention paying to children, and it help also just to forget for some serious problems for a little time.
Okay, I see. Good. So in general, yes, if you make a kind of, resume of it, actually, yes, all the things are important. And honestly saying, we cannot actually skip away, yes. So despite having probably even different opinion, we definitely have to follow some rules of society and pay attention on a lot of different things. Yeah. Okay, and I would like we to get back to our set presentation. And I would like you to get again back to the text we started to read the previous lesson. Make a team more like break a team. It's your, something like which you started reading before the presentation. Have you opened?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. Okay. Probably we'll have to copy it. Just a moment, I'll forward it again. Do you see? C1, 3. Have you opened? Okay. Андрей, нашли?
Make a team more like break a team. Yeah. Yes.
Opened, yeah? Okay, good. So our previous lesson, we have read it. I'll give you a few minutes just to refresh in your memory, just to go through it, to remember the content. Just read it for a few minutes. To continue work with words. Just tell me as soon as you're ready. Have you finished?
Yes.
Yeah, good. So I would like we to go to exercise 2B to go from the beginning to the end to check your understanding, and then we will work with vocabulary. So can you say that if it's true or false? First, he understood his manager's selection of the new skill to learn. Can you say that he understood it or not? If it's true or false, what do you think?
No,
Oh,
he didn't understood.
So what did he say?
He was wondering
That
why this skill development exercises were chosen.
Yes, actually, yeah. Okay, number 2, he says that he had previously very much enjoyed dancing in front of people. Did you think?
false. It's false.
Okay, how do you know?
As someone completely lacking in any sense of rhythm, for example,
That's right, yeah.
I slipped and
Okay.
stumped through the routines, breaking all my botanist toes in process.
Yeah. Okay. He feels his relationship with the partner has been permanently damaged.
It's true because
Okay.
it was awful for him after having a dance exercises.
Okay, yeah. So the author thought that actually, okay, since that time, yes, he will never talk to me
Yes, yeah.
anymore. Yeah, after my. Okay. Yes. He suggests that lunch was an organized event. What about lunch? Do you remember? Can you find this?
Lunch
Yes.
was a welcome respite, but he ended up with Letuk.
So actually, can you say that it's true or false? Sorry, didn't catch.
It's interesting because
See,
lunch was organized. There was a lunch, so somebody has organized it. But was it a successful lunch? No, hungry. So in this case, I would rather say that the lunch wasn't organized properly.
Okay, I see. I felt that time passed in the afternoon at the same speed it had in the morning. I felt the time passed in the afternoon at the same speed in the morning.
I think it falls because the next exercise in the afternoon was just sitting with crossing legs, and his legs almost died. So I'm sure the time was not the same. Was not passed the same way it was in the morning. So it's I think the pass was passed too slow for him.
Yeah, so the time was crawling, yes, instead of flying. That's right. Yes, I cannot even understand how this person was able to sit so much in something like yoga position. Awful thing, actually. Okay. His manager asked him to sit out of the final activity. To sit out of the final activity. What that? What was?
I think on the key.
So it was,
That was about telling something to your colleagues what they didn't know,
mhm.
and usually the thing is very awkward.
Yeah, absolutely. So actually he refused to participate. So it wasn't, to sit out. It wasn't the idea actually of the boss to sit him out. Yeah. But actually the idea was of this person that he refused to participate. Absolutely. Yeah. And it was something that, he loathed. Against such a word, last paragraph and last line. So I did get to hear about all the things that my colleagues loathe about me. So it was great fun. What can you say about it? Loathe, yeah, in the end. I'm not sure if I included it.
Мається на увазі те, що вони от мали в собі всередині про нього.
Yeah, but loathe actually, loathing, loathe, it's like to hate. It's a sort of synonym for it. I'm not sure if I included it into the words. Maybe, I don't remember. Just in case for you not it. Okay, actually, yeah, it's not it's not good things, I suppose. And he enjoyed listening to his colleagues' views of him.
It's false.
Definitely, he wasn't a sociopath.
Because it was ironic way that he said that it was fun for me. Their views about him, so it was not. He didn't enjoy it at all.
Yes, absolutely. And last one, he believes that the team building day had an impact on the team.
True.
That's true, but what impact actually? It's another sort of questions. Yes, so you can understand that if he believe it or not, so even through the heading. Yes, make it that's his actually attitude. Yeah. And again, let's come back to the vocabulary. We started working with it the previous time, so I suppose we can start again to refresh. What does it mean to endeavor to do the best you can? To endeavor?
To try
actually,
to do the best you can.
Yes, to try to do the best you can, yes. How unaccommodating your team can be. Unaccommodating? Refusing to cooperate. How yeah. Непоступливий, actually. I just even written this word because I usually forgot how to say it in Ukrainian language. Yeah. So if you disagree, yes, to do something which you are told to do. Fall out over the most trivial of things. There, fall out, yeah. So I was out. So today, actually, fall out. What does it mean?
To go to different ways.
Yeah.
To tear up maybe relations, to break relations.
Yeah. To break relationships. That's right. Okay. Well, the most trivial of trivial things actually through the simplest ones. Yeah. Just plain refuse to cooperate. Just plain refuse to cooperate. Yes. Simply say no and don't cooperate with someone. Cohesion as a team. Actually, we had something like very good word in our native language. It's zgurtованість. So actually, cohesion as a team. This one together exactly means it. Yeah. It got off to a flying start, and we thought, yeah, that it's something like a trick. Usually, some troubles come. So what does it mean? It got
Це так гарно починається.
Все так гарно починається, так. Okay, and we can continue. My heart literally stopped at the prospect. I don't know, I have written it properly, haven't written it properly, the prospect actually. My heart literally stopped at the prospect. What does it mean? Do you remember the context it was before he went dancing? You do the text and find this combination.
The person heard about future plans and it was, yeah, horrified, I would rather say.
Yeah, so actually the prospect that he needs to dance, yes, actually almost caused something like a heart attack, panic, yeah. Okay, to grace the dance floor. What do you think? How to say it?
If you can dance
Floor.
and maybe like dance, you are gracing the dance floor, and if you are not, cannot, so you don't grace the dance floor.
Yeah, how can you say something like, you know, незграбний?
Awkward.
Awkward, but
Awkward.
actually it's more strange, but there is some another word. Don't you remember? The word itself sounds the same, strange. So it's clumsy.
Clumsy.
Yeah. So, but yes, if you're clumsy, yes, you
Clumsy.
cannot, yeah, grace the dance floor. That's right. Okay, a welcome respire. What does it mean now? Any ideas?
A break that is welcomed, or the
Sorry?
change. A break that is welcomed, or the change in the activity that is welcomed.
Yes, that's right. Absolutely. Something like, you know, well earned. Yes, it's respire. Well earned, and actually it's the same. A welcome break. Yes, or something. Okay. Next one. I was both parched and ravenous. What's that? Any ideas? Probably
No,
the contact.
no ideas.
No ideas actually. Okay.
Maybe it was he was confused, something like that.
It's connected to some basic person's need. Parched, the same as thirsty. Ravenous, the same as hungry. So it's something like I was dying of thirst and hunger. Do you understand? So I was both parched and ravenous. Yeah. I don't even know. We don't have any proper equivalents because we don't have adjectives like that. Maybe ravenous is like it's starving actually, but in Ukrainian, я вмирав від спраги й голоду. Kind of it. So this sentence about it, yeah. Okay, conjure up our own meal. Something like
to cook something.
Yeah, to organize, yes, something like the meal, yes, or food, yes, that's right. According to the text, it's pretty close to cook. It's like to get your own meal, yeah. Starving animals.
That's understandable.
Yeah, pretty hungry, yeah. Few wilted lettuce leaves. Should I say?
А це collocation іде? Просто вираз.
No, actually, it's just a piece of sentence.
Нещасні листочки латука вони отримали.
Зів'ялі, wilted. Okay. Interminable minutes. This one is a collocation, that's right.
The time is crawling.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. So the time, yeah, goes very slowly. Yeah, that's why it's something like безкінечні хвилини. And the room was sweltering. I don't even know how to say. It's like stuffy, sweltering.
It was not enough fresh
Very-
air.
Yeah, there wasn't
And
any fresh air. Do you remember? Kind of yoga, hot yoga. Yeah, and I'd combust on the spot. Sorry. Yeah, actually, you can find this information in the text. Actually, that's all, I guess. It's like, something like burn on the spot.
Burn on the spot.
Yeah, згоріти на місці. Actually, it was something like a glance of his boss when he said that he doesn't want to take part in these activities. We have something like провалитися на місці. So something like that. And they have something like згоріти.
Yeah, I've read combust on the sport, and that I thought, what does it mean?
No, actually on the spot.
Yeah.
Not sport, but on the spot, at the place. Yes, there where I was standing at. Okay, actually, you have a lot of emotions in this story. Let's guess, which techniques does the writer use to make the post engaging and dramatic? So you can see exercise 3, they listed this story. Using rhetorical questions, using complimenting the reader, exaggerating the quantity of things, saying something is worse than it is, and using rhyme. What was in use there?
Exaggerating the quantity of things.
Yeah.
Saying something is worse.
Probably. Yes, that's right.
Rhetorical question. Answer.
Yeah.
Complimenting the reader. Це як звернення до читача.
Complimenting the reader, saying you will understand, you definitely know. Yeah, so something like providing some qualities, yes, to the reader. I don't remember. Do you remember?
Чи було тут таке?
Не пам'ятаю тут такого. Okay. And actually, if you look at the exercise 4, you will see using hyperbole to enhance impact. Yes. So what is it? It's extreme exaggeration. Yes. So it's exaggerate quantity to say that there is considerably more of something. You can say for hours and hours. Yeah. The room was sweltering at around 200 degrees. Yes. So something like exaggerating at around 200 degrees. Actually, if you think of it, can you say that people could be in the room with 200 degrees? No.
Right?
They would burn.
Is it?
Yeah. So they would. Okay. Exaggerate quality, yeah, so say something that is bigger, easier, wetter, better, worse than it is. For example, the most naturally gifted dancer ever to grace the dance floor. Yes, so the quality, the most naturally gifted dancer. Yeah, say something like extra. Yeah. And then breaking all my partner's toes in the process. Yeah, so all my partner's toes in the process. So something like this, yes? Or probably it's literally broken our team, yes? So note that the original meaning of literally is to indicate a word has been used with its correct meaning. Yeah, so literally meant practically. Yes, but it is now often used to exaggerate a quantity or quality. It's like in our language, практично, так, literally. My heart literally stopped at the prospect. Yes, stopped. It's an exaggeration, and actually you added to it. Do you understand? Can you add the sentences with your own ideas to create examples of exaggeration, of hyperbola? The key went on for what? Irina, can you continue? To say something that was really...
А нам треба використати оці словосполучення чи якісь інші?
Це якісь так будь-які, але нам треба звідси здогадатися, що воно таке, знаєте, ну, гіперболізоване, таке задуже. The key went on for...
Hours and hours.
Yes, for hours and hours, why not, actually? Може бути і так. The queue went on for hours and hours. Так? Okay. The party was as dull as what? As dull as, it's like as boring as. Any ideas? The party was as dull as what? What is the dullest thing for you? As dull as?
It was not interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know
Not interesting.
how to compare it.
What is the most boring thing for you?
The work of cashier in the supermarket.
Okay, why not actually? Yeah, or the reading, I don't know, something like Karl Marx book. Okay, so actually the dull could be anything for you, yes? Because it's your option. You choose what to put there. Mm-hmm. Personal thing. We weren't just a bit thirsty. We were what?
Oh, it's
We were-
interesting.
We are fetching.
Uh-huh.
Fetching.
Yeah. Such a phrase, yeah. Uh-huh. We were just, I don't know, for some reason, I could cannot hear you well anymore, Irina. Something happened.
Sorry, okay. We were patching.
Yeah, that's right. Uh-huh. Okay, yes. Yeah. And my phone alarm was so loud that what?
All city woke up.
Yeah, all city woke up. Yeah, very good, actually. Mm-hmm. And there is absolutely nothing worse than complete this statement.
I'm not sure that it was here, but there is absolutely nothing worse than a war in your country.
Okay, according to the sense, yes. It was so crowded that we felt like
a fish in a tin.
Yeah, that's right. The fish in a tin. Yeah, like sardines in a tin. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's right. My heart was beating so fast that
It could stop.
it could stop. It literally could stop.
Literally
Yeah?
could stop. Or as we say, fly away.
Yeah.
From the chest. Fly away from the chest.
Yes, that's right. Yes. Flying away from the chest, or probably was beating so fast that I expected, or I suppose everyone around could hear. Yes. So something like that. Uh-huh. The meeting stretched on what do you think?
Interminable hours.
Yes, that's right. Yes, interminable hours. Absolutely. Okay, good. And to relax from vocabulary, I suppose we can get back to our loved exercise connected to grammar, exercise 5. Do you remember? The one which was your homework, but no one told me that he was ready. That's why I left it. It's your previous page, the violet box.
Mhm.
Perfect form of the verbs in the box, yes? Did you do it?
Yes, I did.
Okay. If so I suppose half of it will read Irina and half of it will be for Andrei. So I guess Irina will start. The gap 5 would be the last one for you, okay?
Mhm. So many companies use team building days to bring employees together. At my company, we do something more meaningful to build cohesion. For 3 years, my employees and I provide out at a charity 1 day a month.
Okay, provided out a charity. Do you have the same option? I mean, Andrei, did you?
The second option was to work out.
Huh? But
Workout maybe.
No, not work out. Actually, it's something like to help out.
Help.
Help out a charity 1 day a month. Yes. And actually, for 3 years, what tense could you use?
Uh-huh.
You can use
Present perfect.
or
Present simple.
or present perfect.
Past simple.
Yes, but both aspects of perfect. So how can you say?
I helped out at a charity 1 day a month.
Okay, I've helped out or I've been helping out. It doesn't matter. Actually, it depends on if you want to stress it or not. I mean the length. Okay.
Mhm.
Next one, number 2. Yeah. Okay. Continue.
The charity is
Is I don't think is because it's for about 5 years. Actually, again, you can see that it's going on. Yes.
have been in operating for about
been.
5 years
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
and provides food for low-income families in the area. The creator of the charity, Marsha Williams, decided to start it after visiting a food bank herself. Her husband lost his job and they were struggling to make ends meet.
I would say they're lost. His job is okay. What else could you put there?
Another word, you mean?
No, the word is actually the same, but the tense could be another. It could be past simple. Yeah, I agree with it. But one more tense is an option there.
Він спочатку втратив, а далі вони
Так.
was struggling. Had lost his job.
Yeah, had lost. Both are okay. Lost and had lost. It's okay. Good.
As soon as they got back on their feet, Marsha knew she wanted to help others and help others she has. Ось це я собі навіть поставила знак питання, бо оце has в кінці я не зрозуміла, чому вони тут стоїть.
She knew she wanted and help others she has. Actually, it's something like it was her obligation. It was her duty. It's not a normal thing to say. But sometimes you can actually to emphasize that it was her duty.
Але тоді б не треба сказати I have to help. А тут без to, тобто I have help. I have. Да?
No, actually it's and help others. She has so actually people around her.
Ага. А вона мала оцих людей довкола, да?
Так.
Це вона. Мгм.
Мгм.
Зрозуміла.
I thought you knew she wanted. I see.
By the end of the year, of this year, she я поставила help, але воно вже використано.
This one is provide, which you tried to put into another gap.
Мгм. І знову тут з часами, да? By the end of this year, she has
It's going to be in the future because by the end of this year,
she would
she will.
She will provide support to around 1,000 families.
It's not just future simple, but I suppose it's future perfect. By the end, do you remember? It's when we say that something is going to finish until some certain moment. So actually it's future perfect. Will, have, and past participle.
Will have provided. Many of these people are working, but they are only able to pick up low-paid jobs.
Okay, and perfect is okay too. But actually present is okay too. Doesn't matter. There it's just both options are okay. Okay.
А якщо з перфектом, то як це сказати? But they only
they have only been able to pick up low-paid jobs. Have only been able to. But you can say they are only able to. The fact, or you say that up to now, yes, up to this moment. Right. And next one, Andrei.
Take Fiona, for example. Who had run her own corner shop with her husband for 10 years before a large supermarket chain opened around the corner. They unsurprisingly found themselves out of business. Fiona had managed.
No, actually it's just the verb work.
Had worked at the supermarket.
But not
had been working.
Has.
Fiona has been working at the supermarket for a few months. But her husband.
And there you can find something which you wanted to put in the previous gap.
Managed.
But actually it's perfect again because we didn't know when.
But her husband has managed to find a temporary work here and there.
Yes.
And this means that paying the bills is hard. For them, it's sometimes been a choice of going without food or without electricity. My food bank means they no longer have to make that decision. My team's work involves going to supermarkets and asking customers to buy extra food, packing this food into boxes and handing them out to those in need. I think the work
It's the
maybe brought the work brought
but you don't know when.
has brought
Uh-huh.
us all closer together in a way that working for financial gain does not.
Mhm.
We present time we found our work to be very rewarding. Maybe
We have found because
we have
actually
found.
yes, because actually if you want it to be present, you can say too also, but present, then we find our work to be very rewarding.
So we have found our work to be very rewarding.
Yeah, rewarding, that's right. Yeah. Not bad, yeah, but sometimes it's not easy to choose the proper option of
Yes.
verb. Yeah. Yeah, on the way, it's
And
not also easy. Yeah.
to choose time, proper time for this verb.
Tense.
Tense.
Yes,
Tense.
not
Tense.
time, but
Yes.
tense.
Da. Tense.
Yeah, I see. So we will face with grammar a few more times, definitely. So as for your homework, I would like you to look at the exercise 7. And exercise 7 and 8 in your page with make a team more like break a team, you see? And actually look at it, you can see the part connected to prepare, yes, and to write. So look at it, do you understand the task or not? Just look at the exercise 7 and look at the exercise 8. Do you understand what to do?
Write blog about irritating experience.
So actually to write something like, just a moment, I'm trying to send it as your homework. So you have to write something which is pretty similar to the story which you have just read. Do you understand? About team building. So it's a freer practice. So it's not academic writing. So it's a blog spot. Irina, will you understand that it's a homework? I sent it to
Yeah, I think it's understandable. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, because I'm not, I'm not the artist, but it would be not easy to explain where 7 and 8 is. That's why I decided just to show it as your homework. So actually it should be rather long, about 200 words, I hope, yes? And actually you have to say, you're going to write an engaging blog post. So if it's going to be engaging, you should use something like hyperboles, yes, something like rhetorical questions, something like that, yes? So all the tools which could be there. So it's not as strict as academic writing, but it should be interesting. So probably you can use something like our vocabulary, new vocabulary throughout all the lectures, yes? So I suppose he had something like work or kind of it, yes? So all these words which we have mentioned, probably you will choose something to add to your blogspot, yes? So what the experience was, yes? Where you were and why, what happened, what exactly irritated you and why, how you felt about it. Do you understand it? And actually, yes, you have to write it with examples to be dramatic, engaging, and so on. And definitely vocabulary. Just pay attention to use something which is pretty interesting, yes? not easy words. Actually, now you have a lot of words and word combinations from our lessons, and actually you have thesaurus. Actually, you are a professional writer, I suppose. No. Okay. And Andrei, I will remind you just to put afterwards, when you have some time, just to put the link on Zoom recording, okay, into the group. Yeah. Okay. So that's all for today. See you next week.
Thank you.
Bye.
Have a good weekend.
Goodbye.
You too. Bye.
Bye.